Hi everyone, bonjour, it's Tech Dad. Inside-out tracking will never be as good as outside-in tracking. The ultimate experience today is still the tracking system from Valve using lighthouses. Unfortunately, Windows mixed reality headsets like the Odyssey Plus had OK tracking, but it was not always good enough for FPS games. Maybe it will be better with the Reverb G2 since it has 4 cameras instead of 2. The other inside-out tracking system is on the Vive Cosmos and is just broken. Let's not talk about it. However, Oculus has proven in the past that inside-out tracking can be good enough and VR players should not be afraid of it. It is even better than some outside-in tracking like what you can find on the PSVR. Is the inside-out tracking of the Quest 2 good enough for first-person shooters? Let's find out. And by the way, it's the same for Quest 1. I'm using the Oculus link for this test as it is easier for me to record the footage. You may see some stutters, but this is mainly due to my old processor working a bit too hard recording with OBS and trying to run the link. Using Rec Room, I can easily show the tracking volume using the mirror. As you can see, the controllers are perfectly tracked by the 4 cameras on the Quest well outside the player's view. In fact, the FOV on the Quest is quite narrow at about 90 degrees and the tracking volume can go a little over 180 degrees. So the controllers are always tracked when they appear in your field of view. If you go out of that tracking volume, like behind you, the controllers are not tracked anymore, but is still behaving a little bit like a Nintendo Wii controller by calculating rotation and angle from the controller sensors. It's now up to the game developers to design games with these limitations in mind. Considering that inside-out tracking is now the standard in mainstream headsets, most games will work perfectly fine, which was not always the case 2 or 3 years ago. There is 3 challenges for inside-out tracking. The first one is tracking just over the head, which will happen in some FPS games to put some accessories on. Windows mixed reality headsets were really bad with this as the controllers will come back in the field of view not track. Maybe Microsoft has improved the tracking recently. Tell me in the comments below if it's the case. On the Quest, it's not perfect, but it's still quite good. I really need to look for it to break the immersion. Without being as good as the outside-in tracking on the index, I can definitively say that the challenge is a success. Second challenge is far-end occlusion. This will happen when the controllers are perfectly aligned and the cameras can't see the controller further away. You know, like an eclipse. It's exactly that. This is always a challenge for inside-out tracking, but the Quest has no problem with this at all. I was able to use a gun stock in the past with my Quest 1 without any problem. Good job, Oculus. By the way, always check the options in your favorite FPS games. Some of them provide a virtual gun stock that will help some players keep their gun straight. When this is off, both ends will be tracked perfectly, but a gun angle will be difficult to maintain straight without a real gun stock. Some players are really good at this, some are not. It's up to you. The third and final challenge is tracking near the headset. This was also problematic on many inside-out tracking headsets, even on the RFS and Quest on release last year. But it was improved big time by Oculus and it's not a problem anymore. To show you, I'll hold my pistol in a very awkward way. I don't know anything about guns, but I know that I shouldn't hold it like this. It's just a test and you see that everything is tracked perfectly well. With a normal shooting position, you shouldn't have any problem at all playing FPS games on the Oculus Quest. If you've liked this video, please think about subscribing to a small channel that do only honest reviews. And please check my other content. I do tech and VR. See you next time. It was Tech Dad. Merci à tous. Ciao.